Look at it, it's bloody glorious! Look at that sun though. Oh! What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my YouTube channel, y'all. Fucking hell, yeah. I always find it really weird when people do their intros, and I think, is that actually what you're like in real life? And even for me, just speaking to the camera is like, I'm definitely not my true original self, even though I'm trying to be. But it's just fucking weird talking to a camera. Luckily though, when I'm driving, that's a distraction. So A, I'm not looking at myself, but I'm looking at the screen when I should be looking at the lens. And also it means I can focus on the road and hopefully get the conversation just going like smoothly and just off the top of my head. Like, none of the videos I want to make are going to be too scripted or scripted at all, to be fair. They're just going to be almost like a day in my life and just a rambling, that sort of thing. So Monday, it's been a bit of a weird start so far. I had to do some personal stuff this morning, and now we are in the electric whip heading into London. It's actually quite exciting today. We're meeting up with a company called Bluewater, who do reverse osmosis machines. What is reverse osmosis? Well, for those that are in the coffee industry or hospitality in general, RO, so reverse osmosis, is the best way and the tastiest way to treat your water. We're meeting up with the company today called Bluewater, and essentially what their equipment does is it will draw in your tap water, and then it will completely clean and filter it. So it'll get rid of everything, so the chlorine, all the like nasty stuff that you taste when you drink, especially London, when you drink London tap water. So it will strip all of that, and all of its sort of minerals, all its minerality will be completely stripped of everything. So magnesium, calcium, sulfur, like all of it, all the stuff that's in your water, it will be basically reduced to zero. So if we were to measure it on a TDS meter, it would say zero. Drinking zero water's not that tasty. You need something in water for it to taste good, and also to mix with other things you want to use it for. So espresso machines, boilers, anything that needs water. So you wouldn't just drink RO water by itself, partly because if you drink loads of it, from what I understand, it's going to start stripping out your minerals and things that are in your body. So drinking more of it can actually mean that you strip a lot of the salt and all the other sort of goodness that's in your body. And also for espresso machines and things like filters and batch brewers, eventually, because water's such a solvent, it wants to take everything it touches and essentially like strip it. So if you put treated RO water into an espresso machine, it's going to start absolutely wrecking havoc on the boiler, causing that machine loads of issues. And same thing with like a hot water boiler. You're not going to get any scale, but it's going to absolutely strip the actual boiler itself to the point where it may end up causing holes and leaks and stuff like that in your equipment, which then is obviously really expensive to fix. So with RO, what's quite cool is the water goes in, it's treated, so it's completely stripped of everything, and then it goes into, well, at the moment it goes into a second cartridge, which remineralizes it, and remineralizes it to a certain extent, and then it will sort of blend in some tap water again. So you end up with treated, cleaned water that's been slightly remineralized, maybe with magnesium or something like that, and then it's been slightly blended with some more of the tap water you're trying to clean in the first place, just to increase its hardness. Go from zero water, essentially. Maybe we're able to get it from 80, 90, like TDS, parts per million, or we can obviously adjust it as we need it. So espresso usually likes slightly harder water, so maybe plus 100, 120, 140 ppm. Or for filter, we might want to keep it quite soft, down at 80 or 90. The interesting thing with Bluewater is they strip the water completely. From what I understand, it's remineralized through remineralization process that you can pick on the fly using an app. You can pick whether it's for light roast coffee, medium roast, or dark roast. That will change its hardness and maybe some other components in it. It doesn't blend back in the tap water that you originally were trying to treat. So in my mind, it just makes complete sense. It's stripped water, remineralized exactly to the ratios, the quantities that you want, sort of the hardness, and maybe with a recipe that's designed for for espresso, for like roast espresso. But yeah, I don't know much about it, so that's my next meeting. So I'm just currently driving on the first, honestly, like I don't know if you can tell, it's bloody bright. It's the first like clear blue sky day we've had in London or in the UK in weeks. It's been so miserable and grey, so it's actually quite nice to get out. It's fresh, it's cold, but it's actually quite enjoyable. It's just been super grey and rainy and depressing, and usually I'm not really affected by that stuff. Usually I love the winter, like wrapping up. I'm a polar bear, you know, what can I say? I've got too many layers for summer, too much insulation. So I usually love winter, but this winter especially has been long. It's been real long, it's been real bloody depressive, and it's actually quite nice to have some bright blue skies. Downside though for the camera is I've been sort of looking at some YouTube videos about ND filters, little magnet ND filters, which I think from what I understand are basically just sunglasses for your camera. So I'm tempted to get one, because obviously if our weather stays like this now and starts getting hotter towards spring and summer, I'm probably going to really struggle with this camera. Right now I've got it in automatic white balance and automatic exposure, where usually I've run it on manual, but yeah, it wasn't working for me, it was too bright. So yeah, I'm meeting the Bluewater guys at a sick new spot in London called Day Trip, and it's kind of on the side of a wine bar, so you can go there for snacks, maybe some food, I don't know, and nice like natural wines and stuff like that. But half of it's also a pretty sick little espresso bar, coffee shop. There's a small seating area outside, and it's owned by, well, it's run by a guy called Douglas, who's from Brazil. He's a real sound guy, real knowledgeable, and just a super passionate person in coffee. You can just tell that coffee like really excites him and makes him enthusiastic about the industry. And they're running some pretty serious kit. Got a 2-group La Marzocco Strada X, so it's the brand new Strada from La Marzocco with scales, so the Strada X ABR. They run their espresso and their filter on this Bluewater reverse osmosis system, and then just have a really small selection of pastries, or rotating shelf of filter coffee, of retail coffee, sorry. So yeah, if you're in North London, it's definitely worth a trip to Day Trip. Anyway, I'll see you there. Yeah, man, it's been a minute. You alright? man, that was an absolute trip going to day trip. Yeah, Douglas is a really cool guy, and the meeting went really, really well. The whole system of Bluewater sounds pretty legit. Found out a bit more about it. Basically, your water's, it's completely treated, goes into an expansion vessel, so you end up with about 7 or 8 litres of just treated water at 0. And then at that point, it basically delivers about 5 mil of sort of the exact minerals that you need per shot. So it's delivered perfect water every shot. Yeah, it's legit, and the coffees you taste from there are absolutely wild. But yeah, the guys there, they use a rotating like roasters. We've worked with them a couple of times, and at the moment they've got some coffee from elsewhere, who are a really cool roastery in London as well. And I actually just tried one of their Valentine's Day coffee, which was a cherry fermentation, which was absolutely bonkers. It was like with milk, it was like cherry ice cream. As espresso, it was just like pure concentrated cherry juice. It was pretty fucking wild. But yeah, that's day trip done. This is a sick place, so definitely get a chance to go if you can. Douglas is awesome, really relaxed vibe. And then, on to the next one. Peace.